action.
And Leonard Williams, the All-American, joins us now. 4.5 sacks to lead this team. We were talking about a pass rush, and Leonard's one of the guys that provides it. Leonard, obviously big expectations for you coming into the season. You had the All-American honors last year. How do you assess the way you've played so far? Evaluate your game.
So far, I've just been trying my hardest to stay healthy and just play well with my team. And I say so far I've been doing pretty. Just trying my hardest to be a good leader because I've had a new role as a captain on the team. So that's been one of the biggest challenges, is just stepping up as a vocal leader.
You know, the crazy part about it, Leonard, is how many plays that you played this year. I mean, there was a game you played 94 plays in a game. When you're on the field that long, I mean, what is it that sort of get you to break through? I mean, is it sort of one of those things that you have to be conditioned for it, or is it just mentally you just say, look, it's going to be over at some point? How do you get through that?
I would say both mentally and physically. Off season with Ivan, we've done a lot of conditioning and stuff like that. So, he's definitely prepared us for games like this. In the Pac-12, you're going to be facing a lot of spread offenses, so you're going to be you're going to need well conditioning, stuff like that. But, mentally too, like when you're out there, you're just like, oh, I have to fight through this for my team. I can't get off the field right now, so I know I just have to go harder for one more play. Like maybe we'll get off a third down and we can finally sit down. So
I feel like we say it almost like as an excuse for you. I don't think you need it though. That 94 snap game, I believe your last snap, you ripped through and stuffed a 2-point conversion, which won the Arizona game.
Right?
I mean, I guess that wasn't the last snap. Then they got the ball back, but nevertheless, I mean, how tired are you? Are you tired? I mean, do you like playing 94, or would it be better if you had a little bit of a rotation?
I definitely love staying on the field. When I get off the field too many times, I kind of get out of a rotation, out of a rhythm. So, I love being on the field as much as possible, but I don't know. It's always good to have a good rotation, though,
Yeah. With you guys as a defense, this, has to be the frustrating thing. The best games that you guys have played defensively, some of the best games you played defensively are games that you've lost. I mean, Arizona State, you guys played phenomenal through 3.5 quarters or down the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game. And in this game against Devontae Booker, who was the leading rusher in the Pac-12, only behind Buck, the second leading rusher in the Pac-12, you guys really controlled him and shut him down for the most of the game. How do you battle back this week to say, look, when we play good, it doesn't work. We don't win games. Yeah. How do you battle back just to mentally get ready for that?
Basically, just keep fighting through. We know that we have what it takes to be a great defense, and we've proved that throughout the game. And I think one of our strongest things that we need to work on is just finishing. And at this point, we know that's what we need to work on. So that's what we've been challenged with at practice all the time. And just making sure that we stay with it, make sure everybody still believes, and just keep getting better at practice.
The finishing part, do you guys talk about that, like, during the game? Like, is it like, hey, it's the third quarter, guys, finish? Is that a reminder to you guys on the sideline?
Definitely. Even when we go into halftime, Coach Sark reminds us, and before we break the huddle and go back out there, he's like, guys, we've been in situations like this before where we're controlling the game, but then we end up letting the teams get back into the game and stuff like that. So biggest key that we've been trying to work on is just finishing.
Now, I was talking about this. There are a couple things I want to talk about with you here. I was talking about this on the radio during the game. Now, you have what's become a little bit of a signature celebration here where you could tell us what you're doing. I mean, it's almost like you're drawing power from the sky. First off, where did that come from? Tell the story where that came from.
It started with a good friend, Ivan Lewis, our strength coach. Yep. And he basically just sent us a message to like some of the leaders on the team of Ultimate Warrior, and that's basically who I got it from. The next day at spring and summer conditionings, I did it to see if Ivan would recognize it, and then after that, we just ran with it. Like every day at practice, we would joke around and do it, and I guess it just stayed.
The Utah fans seemed to enjoy it too. You had like a running dialogue going just with sign language during the game. Yeah. The other thing I want to ask you about, if anyone follows Leonard on social media, you have a real deep passion for lions.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? How do you relate to the lion?
I guess growing up little, that was my favorite movie, Lion King, and so people started calling me Leo the Lion a lot, and especially because my hair and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess it just stuck with me. That's like my favorite animal and stuff.
Now, which style of offense would you rather face? I mean, this week you got last week it was a Utah team that was supposed to run the ball more often than throw it. This week is going to be the opposite with Washington State. Is going to throw it almost every single down. Yeah. Does it matter? Is there anything that's better for you, like rushing a passer or stopping the run?
It matters just because it's not just rushing the passer. You know, it's a lot of quick passes. So it's kind of frustrating for a pass rusher when you're trying your hardest to get to the quarterback, but he's getting the ball off in like 2 seconds. So one of the biggest things is just staying with it, just knowing that you're going to get to him eventually. But if you don't get to him, like Sark said, we've just been working on getting our hands up and batting the balls down.
You know, you're a kid from Florida. What's it been like growing up out here over the last 3 years? I mean, it's fun for me to see you guys grow up. I mean, 2 years ago, you know, if we asked you to do this interview, you would have been shaking your head at me saying, no, please, no. And now, you know, up here and you represent the program, you got that C on your chest. You know, what's it been like growing up for you over the last 3 years?
I definitely love my decision of coming to SC. You know, even the weather, like I just said now, like you guys have jackets and should have reminded me. Like in Florida, it would be super humid right now. So definitely weather is a big part of it. And, you know, just the coaches that I've been able to be around, you know, a lot of great guys and stuff like that. And a great team, so it's been good.
Is there constant, like, you know, back and forth with you, arguing with your boys back at home, which is better, the West Coast or California versus Florida? You know, those were always those spirited arguments. How does that go with your boys back home?
I really don't talk to too many people back home, but it's even like that in the locker room, you know, because we have a lot of guys from Florida even throughout the years, like Nikel and stuff like that.
We have a bunch of guys, Nelson and Buck in this team.
We have a lot of guys from Florida still, so it's always that rivalry, like who has the best guys, like Florida versus California. It's always like that in the locker room.
I know you're focused on the season, but you know, even coming into the season, you know, there was the whole potential #1 draft pick speculation. Where have you put that in your mind? Have you worried about that at all? Thought about that at all? Has it been pressure for you? Where have you put that whole thing in your mind?
It hasn't been too much pressure, you know, because you know, I just came here to play, and I'm continue to play, and you know, it's kind of been on the back burner. But as the season is ending closer and closer, you know, it's kind of comes up every once in a while. You know, people ask me about it, and I start to think about it sometimes. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm just trying to finish this team strong with strong wins and stuff like that. And you know, I'm a team player, so I never think about myself, and I just want to win.
I would suggest he hires me as an agent.
Yeah, I bet you want to cut of that.
Then I'll be done.
You'll take that percentage.
Then I'll be done.
Well, it's a pleasure to watch you play, man. We appreciate you joining us, and you'll have plenty of opportunities to rush the passer this weekend. So hopefully add to that 4.5 sack total. Forget 2 points for safety. Try up to 20% because with Allstate, safe drivers with a good driving record can save up to 20% on car insurance with the Distinguished Driver Discount. And that's on top of other discounts, so don't wait. Call Los Angeles Allstate Agency, Four Corners Insurance Services today. Leo the Lion, thank you so much for joining us. JJ, without a nickname, just
JJ.
Just JJ. We'll be back with me when we come back on Trojans Live.